Alrighty, guys, welcome back. This is your host, Downey Chester. Welcome. What is going on, Sam? How you doing tonight? We are ready to play a brand new game, another brand new game on the channel. Holy cow, I'm going crazy. I actually just picked up this game. If you don't know, I will share the information with you, but Downey Games is currently having their Thanksgiving Day sale. It started today. And so there's been some games that I've been wanting to pick up, and I decided to spend a whole bunch of money. I bought like 6 new games from their site. One of them was Momentum Football, which I found out, if you watched a couple days ago, we did game-winning drive football. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really cool. Well, when I was on the Downey site, I found out the game-winning drive was basically created when they were making Momentum Football, and they ran into an issue where they couldn't figure out how they were going to do it, and so they created the game-winning drive football in the meantime as they worked through the process of what they were going to do and how they were going to do stats and all that. So anyways, I spent a whole bunch of money, bought some baseball, football, and tennis. Actually, I think I bought five new games. So one of them was this one because, well, I love my college football, and it's always good to see different games. And this seems like it was basically game-winning drive football, but a way to do stats and ratings and stuff. So I was like, oh, cool, let's try this. So we're going to be trying it. So if you watched our episode a couple days ago, you know that I created like this Excel sheet just to keep all the scoring and basically to make it very manageable for us. Well, I spent the last 2 hours redoing the sheet and creating the new sheet. The new momentum sheet, as you can see here. So, what is different and what is the same? Well, it's still a drive-by-drive simulation. You're not doing a play-by-play or anything like that. It's still drive-by-drive. The difference is with momentum football is each team has an offense and a defensive table. And each team is rated for offense and defense. And you're basically going to take the offense and the defense for the other team, and you're going to combine them and figure out what the matrix is to find out basically who has control of the possession. And if the defenders have control of the possession, then you roll on the defenders table. And if the offensive team has possession and they have won the matchup, then you roll on the offensive team's charts. So each team has like their own offensive and defensive charts, which I will show you. So we're going to be playing the 2013 college football season. 2013 college football season, yeah. Because the 2013 college football season came with all the college teams and all the rules and all the, everything that you needed in one little bundle. So I was like, oh, cool, I can just get this, and then I don't have to worry about buying all the other stuff. I can just get this package. So I did. So anyways, let's look at the sheet. So you can see, here's the Syracuse and Virginia sheets, and you can see they're broken down into ratings and players and names and all the different results you see on each of the different team sheets. You can see on the left-hand side of each of the sheets is their offensive drive results, and then on the right-hand side of each of the sheets, you can see their defensive drive sheets. So Syracuse is rated, offense is rated as E, and their defense is rated as C. And Virginia Tech, their offense is rated an E and their defense is rated an A. So what you do is you, like I said, kind of cross-reference. You take, like, for example, Virginia Tech on offense is a E and Syracuse is at C. So we cross-reference those and we figure out when Virginia Tech has the ball, Syracuse will win the matchup on a 2-6, on a 2D6 roll. They will win the matchup on a 2-6 and an 11. And then when we cross-reference Syracuse Orangemen offense is an E and the A defense, we cross-reference that and find out that Virginia Tech, when Syracuse has the ball, Virginia Tech will win the matchup on a 2-6 or a 9. So that's all what comes into play here off of these sheets. But like I said, you can see like cool things in this game. That game-winning drive is sort of a really, how do I want to put it? It's not a dumbed-down version of momentum football. It's more of a streamlined version of momentum football where you don't, if you're trying to get stats, like momentum football, you can try to get stats and stuff like that. Which there's a whole process to do that stuff. But the cool thing is, like, it adds a couple little extra flavor to it, like when you see like kickoff returns. Like, it's if the team had a kickoff return for a touchdown, it's going to list it on their little sheet, and you'll be able to see. Or if they had a punt return for a touchdown, or an interception return for a touchdown, or a fumble return for a touchdown. Or if they had any of those interesting things. The other interesting part of this one is you now have, you had your touchdowns, your punts, your field goals, but you also have a opportunity where you have a key play, a key pass, a key run, or a key reception. And then you're going to be testing one of your offensive players to find out how they did on the play, which is super cool. So I thought, this is really kind of neat. And so I spent the last couple hours going through my Excel sheet that I'd worked the other day, and I created this so that way I have Virginia Tech, and I have their offensive sheet and their defensive sheet, and Syracuse's offensive sheet and defensive sheet on here, and we are ready to go. So we have our dice rollers. So each of these are that's not true. The red and the white dice are basically whenever you're rolling 11 to 66, you're going to look at the red and the white dice. Then the blue and the gold dice on the very bottom are your combined together numbers. So like if we're rolling for defense, a 5 and a 1 is a 6. So you would add those two together. So it's going to give you a number between 2 and 12. And then this number in the middle is basically my way of keeping track of the time. They have a very, very intricate way of keeping track of time. Basically, what I have here is two dice that are going to roll between 0 and 4, and then you're going to add those two numbers up. And that'll tell you how long the drive took, and you're going to obviously subtract that from the time that's remaining. So like, for example, this is 3 and 1 is 4 minutes. So this drive took approximately 4 minutes, and the result was, blah, blah, blah. And we'll go through this kind of slow and show you guys how to play. And hey, there's Dave Gardner. What's going on, Davey? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. I spent a lot of money. I picked up a lot of stuff today. And this is the first one I learned. I picked up like 5 new games. I picked up Momentum football. I picked up. What did I pick up? I picked up a couple baseball games. Another FAC college football game. The couple of the fast. Let's see. Hang on. Maybe I can look here. Does it have like your? I have to log into it. Hang on a second. Once I log in, it probably will tell me what I ordered. All right, my account. There we go. All right, so my orders. So I picked up FAS college football. I picked up momentum football with the 2013 college football season, which is what we see here today. I picked up player of the game player of the game tennis. I just played player of the game golf the other day, and I kind of like that system, so I figured, I can get it for tennis too. So I got player of the game tennis with the 2016 enhanced men's tour, which comes with like 3,700 tennis players that are rated. For some reason, there's 3,700. I got Back to Basics baseball. Excellent. And I already downloaded all of the season files. And I got the Hardball Wars game parts, the fast action cards, and the 2012 season. So I picked up a baseball game as well. So a couple baseball games, a tennis game, and 2 football games. So there you go. 5 games with season files and all that stuff. Woo! Yeah, I spent a lot. I spent a little bit of money on it. So, anyways, let's get to it. So again, we'll go through the first couple plays because I know a lot of you guys are not really familiar with this game. I'm not that familiar. I just got it like 4 hours ago. I was reading the directions as I was working on my Excel sheet. And I was like, I need this. And so then I was moving stuff around and changing things. So the Excel sheet might be broken at this point for all I know, but we're going to give it a whirl and try. I can see if I click on this, the scoring looks like it's working. So that's a good thing. All right, so let's go ahead and what we're going to do is the top two, the white and the red and the white dice are D6s. The bottom, blue and yellow, God, Jester, what's wrong with you, are D6s. So we're going to roll the top, and that's going to be Virginia Tech. And we're going to roll the bottom number, and that's going to be Syracuse. And whoever rolls higher wins the toss. And 53. So Virginia Tech wins the toss. And they're going to win possession. So they're going to take possession here in the very first kickoff. So the first thing we'll do is we'll look at Virginia Tech and see, do they have a rating to return a kickoff for a touchdown? We can look at that on their sheet, which again, I was the sheet information with you, and you can see here that they have kickoff returns. You have this kind of little extra box that sticks out, and if they had any kind of number rating system in there, then you would be like, oh, hey, when you kick off to them, they have a chance of running it all the way back. So you would roll on that. But you can see Virginia Tech doesn't have that result. So we don't have to worry about Virginia Tech running it back. In fact, Syracuse doesn't have a kickoff return either, so we don't have to worry about it for either one of the teams. So that's good. All right, so basically Syracuse just kicks it off, and it's going to be Virginia Tech's ball. So what we're going to do is, again, I already looked and I already figured out the matrix, but you take the offensive rating for Virginia Tech, which is an E, and you go up against Syracuse's defense, which is a C, and Syracuse defense is going to win the matchup on a due to 6 and an 11-sided dice. That's going to be the 2d6s, which is going to be the bottom two numbers. The blue and the yellow are the two numbers you add together. So those will be the defensive rating one. So if it's a 2-6 or an 11, it's going to go to Syracuse. Now, the other thing that's the name of this game is called momentum football. And you basically start off and there is momentum, kind of, one team has got the advantage or the other team, or it's neutral. So in this case, Syracuse, because they're their home team, starts with momentum. And that's what this kind of beige-ish looking column is. So Syracuse starts with momentum, which means anytime you roll a 7, whoever has momentum gets when you roll the 7 on the 2d6s, which is the most uncommon number, you know that, you will win the momentum roll. And if it's neutral, if neither team does, then whoever is the offensive team gets momentum. So in this case, Syracuse defense will win the matchup on 2-6 and 11. And because Syracuse starts with momentum because of the home team, the hometown crowd's going crazy, blah, blah, blah. So they also get the 7. So on a 2-7 and an 11, then we're going to roll on the defensive column for Syracuse. If we roll an 8, 9, 10, or 12, then we're going to roll on Virginia Tech's offensive column. So let's roll and show you what happens. Here we go. Are you ready? Are we ready? I'm going to turn the sound on so I can make sure I know when I click it. All right. So 5 and 2 is 7. So Syracuse defense wins the matchup on this drive. The drive for Virginia Tech took 3 + 1, 4 minutes. So it went from 15 minus 4 down to 11 minutes remaining in the first half. And we have Virginia Tech with the ball, or with possession. Now, what was the outcome of the drive? Well, we look at the 11-66 number, right? And this is a 43. We look at 43 on Syracuse's 43, and you can see on Syracuse's defensive, it was a punt. So Syracuse defense forces a punt from Virginia Tech. So we can put that in there. They didn't obviously get any points, and there wasn't any key play or anything that we need to look at, but we will when we need to. We will. So Virginia Tech has to punt, and we can look at Syracuse's punt return to see, did they ever return a punt for a touchdown? Because if they did, they would have a ring. And if we look at Syracuse, again, you can see punt return. There's that little box that sticks out. If you had any kind of rating that we would need, it would be in that box. You can see it's blank. In fact, you can see Virginia Tech is blank as well. So neither one of these teams can return a punt for a touchdown, so we don't have to worry about it. So in this case, Virginia Tech just punts the ball away. And on a punt, there's no momentum adjustment. A lot of plays will adjust the momentum, and some plays will double adjust it. So, you can take it, if your opponent has it, and you, do an interception return for a touchdown, that's like a double momentum, so you can steal momentum all the way to your side. It's basically like a teeter-totter, right? So you have a neutral, you have one side is up, or the other side is up. It kind of balances it, or like that. So think of it like that. So right now, it's Syracuse. So Syracuse will stay with possession. They're going to start at the 11-minute mark, and we're going to roll for them. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go. Roll. So this is, so for Virginia Tech, again, a 2-6 or a 9, because they have an A defense, which is really good. And Somehow their defense word went away. So 2 to 6 are 9, and we rolled a 10. So in this case, it was not a 2 to 6 or 9. It was a 10. And so Syracuse, we're going to roll on the Syracuse offensive chart. And we rolled a 53. So we look at 53, and it's a field goal attempt. So it's FGA, a field goal attempt. So once again, we look at the charts, and you can see for Syracuse, Ryan Norton has a field goal of 11 to 46. He makes field goals, 11 to 46. So we're going to, and you can roll for the distance if you wanted to try to keep stats and do all that fancy stuff. You could do that, but I'm not going to, I don't really care how long the full field goal is. We're just going to roll to see if he makes it. So 11 to 46, and Ryan Norton is going to put it up and in. So this is going to be Syracuse with it, and it's a field goal attempt. And let's roll again. In this case, it's just the red and the white dice. If it is 46 or less, it is good. Otherwise, it's a missed field goal. It's a 31. It's good. So, and then you could come over here and put the player's name in there. We're going to put in Ryan Norton there. And it's going to be home team gets 3 points. And they're up 3-0. There you go. All right, so now Syracuse kicks off. How long did? Oh, that took. I remember it was. I believe it was 4 minutes. So it's going to go down to the 9-minute mark. So at the 9-minute mark, Syracuse still has momentum, and it's going to be this time. It's going to be Virginia Tech with it, and let's roll the dice and see what happens with Virginia Tech's drive. So it's a 6. So again, Syracuse defense 2 to 6, 7 because they have momentum, and 11. So it's going to come off of Syracuse's defensive card again. And we rolled a 16 this time, and that's a quarterback sack. Quarterback sack is going to be there. So I'm going to double check what you do for this one. Just give me a second here so I can make sure we're doing everything right here. Quarterback sack. Fumble, interception, quarterback sack. Okay, the quarterback has been sacked for a loss, and the defensive team must punt the ball. Roll all 4 dice. Okay, so what we can do with this is, all right, so it's going to be a defensive sack. You can take the dice total, and it'll tell you how far it was sacked for your stats you're keeping. I'm not keeping stats, so I don't care about that. And the sack would be a momentum shifting, but in this case, Syracuse already has it, so we don't have to worry about shifting it, because once you have it, you have it. All right, so what we can do is, I will take the Syracuse. You can see here, if you look at Syracuse, under defensive players, you can see where there's a sack column, and we just simply roll the red and white dice, and it's a 14, and it's going to be Cameron Lynch. So it is going to be a quarterback sack. So we'll bring you back over here. It was actually 4 minutes again, so we're going to take it down to the 5-minute mark. Virginia Tech, and this is going to end up being a oops, you know what I forgot to do? Was actually copy this all the way down. All right. Hopefully that'll fix it. Let's see if, yeah, Yeah, quarterback sacked. There we go. All right, so the quarterback is sacked. The player, again, we rolled a 14, so that's Cameron Lynch. Right? And it looks like I'm going to need a little bit more space there for the player names, of course. Extra point, we can move that a little bit. I can move this in a little bit. We can move this in a little bit. There we go. Give the player names. All right. And they got no points, and nothing. And so it goes over to Syracuse. So Syracuse has possession again. We're starting at the 5-minute mark here. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. And we're going to roll the dice. And it's an 8. So again, on Virginia Tech, it's a 2-6 and a 9. We rolled an 8. So it's going to be on Syracuse offensive sheet. It was a 5 minutes, so it was a nice long drive. So this is actually going to take us to the end of the quarter. And it's a 32. So a 32 is going to be a punt. So on this is going to be Syracuse. They're going to end up with a punt and no points or nothing. So after one, we have a 3-0 game here in Syracuse. So there you go. We go in the second quarter, and again, neither one of these teams have punt returns or kickoff returns for touchdowns, so we don't have to worry. But in a normal game, if you're kicking to a team or punting to a team and they have a kickoff or a punt return for a touchdown, there'll be ratings in there, and you'll be rolling on these charts. So Syracuse keeps possession, and we're going to start back up at the 15-minute mark. And for some reason, I need to change that, don't I? Damn it, hang on. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. So I told you my sheet might be broken. All right, everyone, give me moments. Take a chill. All right, I just need to do that. Okay, thanks. And all right, let's do the same thing with this. List. All right, so these two, copy there, and these two I can copy all the way down. I can copy all those down, and I can copy all these down. All right, there we go. So that should fix that problem. Let's go ahead and save it. There we go. All right, so let's see. We're starting at the 15-minute mark. Yay! All right, and this is going to be Virginia Tech with it. Now we're going to roll for Virginia Tech and see what happens with them, their third possession of the game. All right, and we rolled a 12 defensively. So Syracuse, again, was 2-6, 7 because they have momentum. Anytime you have momentum, you get the 7 and an 11, but a 12 is not on there. So it's going to be on Virginia Tech's offensive chart for the first time. It was 4 minutes off the clock, so we're down to 11 minutes remaining. And we rolled a 23, which on Virginia Tech is a punt. So, another punt for Virginia Tech. Can't get anything going so far. And Syracuse will keep possession. They will start with the 11-minute mark. Syracuse, and we'll roll. And once you get the going, it's going to go really fast. So I'm going slow because I want you guys to see and know what's going on, and I'm not just clicking on things. So a 4. So this time it's on Virginia Tech's defense. It was 4 minutes off the clock. So we're down to 7 minutes to go. And a 25 on the defense is going to be a quarterback sack. So it is a big quarterback sack. And now we can go again to the Virginia Tech Hokies, and we can look at their sack. We can roll the dice, and it is a 66 on the sack, and that's Tyrell Wilson. So Tyrell Wilson gets the big sack this time. Tyrell Wilson. There we go. Tyrell Wilson and I have to double check, but I think that is a momentum shifting. Let me check my sheet here. Quarterback sack is a momentum changing play. So that's huge, because Syracuse no longer will have momentum. It's now neutral. Neither team has it. So whoever's on offense gets the 7, and now Virginia Tech will be on offense. So that could be huge for Virginia Tech, just getting the momentum away from Syracuse. So you can see it's nobody now. 7 minutes to go in the half, and Virginia Tech with the ball now. So now they win it on a 7 because they have the offensive team wins it when nobody has momentum. So the offense gets it. Here we go. The roll is a 3. And that's going to be Syracuse defense. 4 minutes off the clock. So 3 minutes to go before halftime already. And it's a 43, which is going to be another punt. So a kind of anticlimactic 3 points and a lot of punting and not much else going on so far here in neither one of these teams are very off. I mean, if you look at their offenses, it goes A, B, C, D, and E. So you have 5 different ratings: A, B, C, D, and E. A is the best. B, C, D, and E is the worst. If you look at these two offenses, Virginia Tech is an E and Syracuse is an E. So both of these offenses are terrible. Absolutely horrible offenses. That's why it's 3-0. As you can see, a lot of their drives didn't go anywhere, didn't do anything. So right now we're at nobody with possession. There's 3 minutes left on the clock. It is Syracuse turn with the I was going to say with the puck, but let's roll. And it's only 1 minute off. The 1 minute off, so there'll be 2 minutes left to go. And it is Virginia Tech's defense. 31 defense is going to force another punt. And so nobody has possession. We have 2 minutes to go, and it's going to be Virginia Tech. They're in a hurry up here to try and get something on the board before halftime. And the last roll before halftime is a 12, so it's going to come off of Virginia Tech's offensive card, and it is a 22, and 22 is going to be another punt. So maybe I should have got some little bit better teams, but I just so happens these were the first 2 teams that I randomly came across. And so that's it for the first half. It is a whopping 3-0 for Syracuse after halftime. Woohoo! Nice. So again, terrible offenses, and you can see terrible offenses. So no one starts with possession or with momentum. Syracuse got the ball first. So it's going to be Syracuse. They're going to kick off to Syracuse. There is rules for onside kicks. There's rules for 2 points. Everything you can normally do in a regular situation. Syracuse has it. Let's roll the dice and see what happens. Ooh, 6 minutes. Wow. Big one right off the bat. And it's a 6, which means it's going to be Virginia Tech, and it's 62. And that's a touchdown run. It's a touchdown run on Virginia Tech's defense. So a huge drive here. Huge drive for Syracuse. It is a touchdown run. And again, what you can do, once you get the touchdown run, you roll under the Syracuse touchdown. Again, we can roll the dice. And it was a 21. And it was Jerome Smith. As you can see, touchdown. 11-35 is Jerome Smith. So Jerome Smith for okay. I have to clear that out of there. Gosh darn it. All right. Sorry. Told you my sheet might be still working on it. All right, Jerome Smith with the touchdown run. There's directions in the rule book where you can see how far he runs it in if you wanted to. You roll 2d6. And then you add or subtract their little number on it, unless you roll doubles, like if you roll double threes. If you roll doubles, then you multiply it by whatever his little multiplier is. There we go. So it is, and then we're going to look for an extra point here. Extra point is 11-64, so we're looking at an 11-64. It's an 11. It's in there. It's good. Extra point is good. And that is another 7 points. It is 10-0 Syracuse. Woo! And that is a momentum shift there. So Syracuse now has momentum with 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Let's go Hokies, says Fred. How you doing? Or Frank, sorry, Frank. So, it's Hokies' turn with the ball. Let's see what they do. It's a 10, which means it's going to be on Virginia Tech's offensive card. Again, Syracuse is 2-6 and an 11 to be on their defensive card. They also get the 7 because they have momentum, but that is a 10. So it's going to be Virginia Tech's offense. 2 minutes off the clock. So it was not a very long drive. And they rolled a 53. So on their offense, 53 is a field goal opportunity. So we're going to look at a field goal opportunity for... Here, I'm fixing a few... What are you doing? There we go. What are you doing? You should be going to white. You should be going to gray. I don't know why you decided to be a pain in the butt, but thanks for playing. Now I got to fix this down here. Sorry about the delay, but sometimes the Excel sheets just don't want to listen. All right. So it's only 2 minutes off the clock. Nice quick drive here. And they got a big play, and now it's a field goal attempt. And so look at the field goal attempt for Virginia Tech. And it's 11-45 for Cody Jornell. Cody Jornell. 11-45. And let's see if he can make it. 11-45. It's, let's see here. All right, here we go. 11-45. Red and white dice always for... Oh, it's a 64. He misses it. So it's going to be a Virginia Tech. And I'm going to have to change that because we have to add in missed field goal now, don't we? Yes, we do. Okay, so I'm going to have to fix this. All right. Alrighty. Sorry, guys. Yeah. All right. Done. Do the same thing with the white sheet now. All right. We need to add a missed field goal. Who would have thought we needed a missed field goal one? All right. Missed field goal. There we go. So if we can copy this all the way down, all the way down there, and we can copy that. All right, so that should fix that little problem. Lovely. All right, so we got a missed field goal. That was, who was that missed the field goal? Oof, I don't know. It's Cody. Poor Cody. We're going to throw Cody under the bus. Jornell. Cody Jornell, and it is no good. Missed field goal. So it stays 10-0. We have Syracuse stays with possession. They start with 7 minutes on the clock. And where did my sheet go? There it is. All right. Let's save this. I haven't saved it for a little while. I don't want to have to undo and redo everything. All right. So here we go with Syracuse. With momentum and a 10-0 lead. 3 minutes off the clock. So down to 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. It is a 4-2-6. So it's going to be a Virginia Tech's defense. And a 26 is going to be a punt. So it is going to be Syracuse. This time they're going to have to punt it away. And we go right over to... Virginia Tech with it. Still 10-0 Syracuse. Have I played fast action football? Yes, I played it last week. No, I played it like 3 days ago. Wasn't even last week. So this is made by the same people that made this. In fact, fast action football came into existence because they were making this game, and they ran into issues with this, and so they created the Fast Drive Football while they were working on trying to fix this issue. So yes, here we go. Virginia Tech with the ball, and 1 minute off the clock. They're going pretty quick here. We're going to go down to 3 minutes remaining. And it is an 8, so it's going to be on Virginia Tech's offensive sheet. A 63 is a touchdown pass. Look at that. Touchdown pass. Touchdown pass. It's a touchdown pass. Who is who? It is Virginia Tech's on the board. It's a pass from Logan Thomas. And let's roll the red and white dice. It's a 25. Let's see who it is. So, touchdown receiving a roll a 25. That is Dimitri Knowles. Noels. Dimitri Noels? I think. So a touchdown for Dimitri. Knowles. Knowles. Dimitri Knowles. So, extra points. Extra points is 11-63. 11-63. The roll is up, and it is good. And just like that, 7 points for the home team. Or, I'm sorry, the visiting team is now 7-10. We have 3 minutes to go, and that is a momentum shifting. So no one has momentum anymore. I believe it's just one shift. Let's double check. Let's look at the rules. We got a, let's see, this is a touchdown pass. Oh, missed field goals are actually a momentum changing play. Interesting enough, touchdown runs and touchdown passes do not say they're momentum shifting at all, which is weird. You would think they would automatically be shifting. Like your key run, your key receiving, your key receiving, and your key passing are all momentum, but your touchdown run and your touchdown pass do not. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it a momentum because, I mean, why wouldn't that be a momentum? What is my favorite college football team? If you've been around my channel at all, you know I wear my Ohio State shirts all the time. So it's going to go, let's see, no one has possession anymore. They're going to start with 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And it's going to be Syracuse with the ball up 10-7. The roll is, and it's going to go all the way down to no time remaining. We're going to put a 0 in there. There we go. Okay. Somehow I don't. Somehow this one cell did not get fixed. That's crazy. Okay, thanks. Oh my God. Alright, sorry about... How is that even possible? Lovely. Yep. All right. Let's go. Have to change that a little bit, but that's okay. That's all right. It only takes a minute to make these little adjustments, but I'm finding out all the issues I had with my little sheet in one little go, so that's pretty good. All right, so this is a sheet that I created if you're just joining us, so let's save it. All right, so now I can take it down to 0. Yes, I can. All right. So, Syracuse, they ended up having to punt, I believe is what they ended up doing. It was like 10 minutes ago, so I forgot at this point. But, so no one has possession. And he's going to start with all right, we're going to start with 15 minutes to go. We're in the fourth quarter of action. 15 minutes to go left on the clock. $15 minutes to go. Nobody has possession, and it is Virginia Tech with the ball down 10-7. They got a chance to go up. Let's see what the roll is. Again, Syracuse is 2-6 and 11, and 7 now is whoever, since nobody has it, it's whoever is on offense. And we rolled a 3, so Syracuse defense, 1 minute off the clock, and it's a 65, and they're going to allow a touchdown pass. So Virginia Tech takes the lead on a touchdown pass. Touchdown pass. And who is that going to go to? Let's roll the dice. It's a 56. We'll take you over there and see. So touchdown receiving 56 is going to be DJ Coles. DJ Coles. DJ Coles for Virginia Tech. Now the extra point is 11-63. It is up and it is 61. Oh, it's good, but just barely. Oh my gosh, I thought they missed it. But that is another 7 points for Virginia Tech, and they're about 14-10. Oh, baby. 14 minutes, less than 14 minutes to go. And now Virginia Tech has the lead here in Syracuse. All right, 14 minutes to go. Let's roll for Syracuse. Oh, not Alabama, Syracuse, please. Let's see what they get. A 9, which is on Virginia Tech's defense. 5 minutes off the clock. So we're down to 9 minutes to go. And 31 is going to be a punt. They're going to force the punt. Syracuse has got a punt. So Syracuse with the punt. And now with 9 minutes to go, if Virginia Tech wants to take some time off the clock, tick, 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 tick. Here we go. Rolling the dice. Virginia Tech with it. 14-10 is your score. And that is a 3 minutes off the clock. So down to 6 minutes to go. And Virginia Tech with it. They roll a 5, which is on Syracuse defensive, and a 36. And Syracuse defense is going to force the punt. Syracuse defense is going to force the punt with 6 minutes to go. And forcing a punt, I don't believe would be a momentum event, but let's just double check. Punt. Block punt. If you block it. No, doesn't look like it. Okay, so at this point, Virginia Tech has momentum. There's 6 minutes left to go. So start at the 6 minute mark. Save this again. It is going to be Syracuse with it. Let's see what they get. It's a 7. So Virginia Tech is going to win that because they have momentum. 2 minutes off the clock. So down to the 4 minute mark. And we're going to end up with a 15. And that's going to be an interception by Virginia Tech. An interception on the defensive sheet of Virginia Tech. So Syracuse with the big interception. Now we're going to we're going to roll the dice to see who intercepts it. It's a 41. A 41 for Virginia Tech under the interceptions. Now, you can see clearly on interceptions, 11 and 12 and 62. And what that means is, if you roll an 11, it's just an interception return for touchdown. If you roll a 12, then you got to roll again, and you got to roll 62 or less, and it would be a touchdown. If you roll if you roll a 12 and then you roll a 63 or higher, then it's no touchdown. Obviously, if you roll 13 or higher, it's no touchdown. So there is a chance that Virginia Tech could intercept this and run it back for a touchdown. So we will switch back over. Again, red and white dice. If we roll an 11, it's an automatic touchdown. If we roll a 12, then we're going to have to look at the blue and the yellow. And if the blue and yellow are 62 or less, then it is a touchdown. So let's see what happens. It's a 45. So they just intercept it. There's no touchdown return for whatever. And I forgot what we rolled for the interception, so I'm going to roll it again. It's a 41. Now we'll go see who got it. Interception 41. It is Derek Bonner. Derek Bonner with the big interception. Derek. No, Dietrich. Sorry, D-E. Looked at the wrong one. D-E-T-R-I-C-K. Dietrich Bonner. There we go. Dietrich Bonner with the interception. And that would be a momentum shifter, but Virginia Tech already has momentum. There's 4 minutes left. They're going to try and run the clock out here and end this game right now. Up 14-10 here in Syracuse. So, we'll bring you back to the main screen. Here we go. It is 4 minutes left on the clock. Let's see what we get. And it's 4 minutes, but I through house rule that if you can, because of timeouts, you can take a minute off whatever the team takes. So if they take 4, you can use your timeouts and make it only 3. So there'll be one more play left. 1 minute left to go. And this was Virginia Tech. And it is an 6-7-8, which is not on Syracuse, so it's on Virginia Tech's offense. And they rolled a 34, and they're going to have to punt it away with just 1 minute left. They're going to have to punt it away. So Syracuse is going to get a Hail Mary here. It's Virginia Tech. There's 1 minute left. And Syracuse has got one last shot at this. One last shot. Here we go. Can Syracuse somehow, some way get a touchdown? And there's rules, like if you roll and you get a field goal, and you can say, no, I'm going for it. So let's see what their roll is. So again, defense for Virginia Tech, 2-6, a 7 because they have momentum, and a 9. It's coming off of their chart. It's only 1 minute, which makes sense because there's only 1 minute left. It's an 8. It's coming off of Syracuse, and Syracuse rolls a punt. So again, there are rules. There are rules for this. So I have to look them up. So you're gonna have to give me a second. You can push for a touchdown. Okay. You can only do this if you roll a punt or field goal. You have to be within 8 points, and it has to be the last quarter of the game, which all those things apply. We're going to roll the 4 dice. The blue and yellow dice are checking to see if the defensive team wins the matchup. The red and white dice will decide the outcome. If you roll, and then you roll a punt, the second time it's turnover and downs. Field goal attempts are turnover and downs. Key plays are eligible for touchdowns. Penalties are also valid. So they're going to push for, they're within 8 points. It's the last quarter of the game. And they rolled a punt or field goal. So they're going to push and see if they can get this. So we're rolling again. The blue and the yellow are going to tell us which column it comes off, and just like normal, it's a 5, so it's coming off Virginia Tech, and a 46, and a 46 ends up a punt on their chart, which means they don't do it. You have to get a touchdown or a touchdown run or something like that. You didn't get it. You pushed for it, but you didn't get it, so it's going to end up being, another result that we don't have on the list, which is going to be turnover on downs. Turnover on downs. Okay. So I need to probably put that in as well. Lovely. So there you go. This is going to be a big, nice comeback by Virginia Tech. If they win this one, 14-10 here in Syracuse. And there you go. Got to change a few of my things because I didn't realize we're going to need them. Every time I Control C, Control V. All right, I will save it and I will replace the other ones in the next sheet. There we go. All right, we'll save this as, save a new copy. Save this as 2. All right, save it. There you go. So that is, that is Momentum Football. Momentum Football here from Downey Games. I'm going to replace all. Going to be replacing all these files that were there. So there we go. All right, that is a look at Momentum Football. Very similar to the same guys that made, again, Fast Action Football. Or not Fast Action Football, sorry. Final, what's it called? I can't even remember the name of it. I'm drawing a complete blank. I'm going to have to look it up because I'm dumb. Football games over at Downey Games. It's called Game-Winning Drive. It's made by the same people that made Game-Winning Drive. They were making this game. They ran into issues with how are we going to get player stats and ratings and stuff. So they released Game-Winning Drive as they were finishing working on this project. So it's very similar as you can see, but this way you can get with all the ratings and the stats. You can see, you can get all kinds of interesting plays and results. And I think it plays really fun and interesting and quick. And it didn't, obviously we're going very slow to kind of show it to you guys. But there you go. That's a look at Momentum Football. Game-Winning Drive is what I was meant to say. And, of course, I closed my browser out. So now I can't tell if you guys are putting a comment down. I'll have to load it back up. Here we go. All right. I'm back. What did you guys think of it? What did you guys think? Did you guys enjoy it? Did you find it interesting? I'm sorry it took me a little while to work on my little sheet and get everything working 100%, but yeah, it should be a lot better now. It should be a little bit fixed up. And yeah, obviously, like I said, it just so happens like these were the two teams that I just randomly got, because I was like, oh yeah, I'll just take a screenshot of this one. Oh, I'll just take a screenshot of this one. And unfortunately for us, it was like the worst offenses in the league. Virginia Tech with a E offense and Syracuse with an E offense. So it was going to be a low-scoring slobber knocker. So we ended up having a couple touchdowns, a couple field goals, did a missed field goal, a lot of punts, some sacks. That was about it. But yeah, I think it played pretty good, pretty quick, pretty interesting. I could definitely try it with maybe a little bit better teams to see how well, how the offenses do. When you got better offenses, you get probably a little bit better because you get a little bit better results. The defense were winning quite a bit. And obviously these teams were, this is 2013 season too, so they're not like, these are not the teams for like last season. So this is Virginia Tech from 2013, Syracuse from 2013. And I can actually tell you, there's like I said, there's some optional rules on onside kicks, 2-point conversions, pushing for a touchdown, which is what we did. Quarterback grade reduction, hurry up offenses, ball control offenses, rare plays. Like if you roll all 4 of the dice are the same thing. Like I said, I'm using a different timing system. They're using all 4 dice and adding them together and multiplying. I don't know what they're doing, to be honest with that. But then there's a whole section on compiling stats. Like pages and pages of information if you wanted to do that stuff. You roll the dice, you look at all your key moments, and then you can roll the dice to try and figure out how many yards somebody had, how many stats they had, this, that, and the other thing. I'm not really into that. I'm more into just finding the player and writing down the players' names and outcomes and stuff, because it gives it more of a personalized feeling than game-winning drive. Because now I know, like, hey, it was so-and-so that, and you can remember some of these players, but 2013, you probably don't remember too many of them from that long ago. That's like almost 10, it's 10 years ago already. So, and if they're like not really, really well-known players anymore, you probably don't remember them. But, if you played like last season or a couple of seasons ago, you might even remember a couple of the players. And, it's weird. It's weird, my friends, how quickly we forget these players. Like back in 2013, we could name every single player on our team. Like now it's like, who is this dude? I have no idea who it is. Like if you ask me who like the starting quarterback for Ohio State in 2013, I'm like, I have no idea. I do know because I actually saw it. It's Braxton Miller. Yeah. Because I was looking at the Ohio State sheet. I was like, oh yeah, Braxton Miller. And trying to think of who else was on there that I remember. I mean, there was a few of them that I remembered, but a couple of the defensive players. So, but I mean, I watched every single game too. But I couldn't tell you like who was the starting quarterback for say Boston College in 2013. I don't have any idea. I don't remember. How quick we forget. All right. Anyways, there you go. Momentum Football. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know what you think of this. If you want to see some more, I kind of enjoyed. I got my spreadsheet working hopefully now, and hopefully next time be able to do it a little bit faster for you guys, so I don't have to run around changing cells here and there. Anyways, let me know what you think. And hopefully you enjoyed it. Virginia Tech wins at Syracuse 14-10 and a little slobber knocker. All right, take care. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.